Hello, Light It Up TV family. We are live for our second episode in our back to school series, preparing our children for this new school year. And we are talking with a school guidance counselor on this evening. So go ahead and we'll give time to share it out. We normally start around 7:05. So give everyone a chance to let everyone to share it out, let everyone know that we are live. We are live. When you join in, say hello to me. Say hello to me. And I'm going to go ahead and share it out also. We are live. It's time for Talk About It Tuesday. Yes, Talk About It Tuesday. We are live. Oh, I like this. My music. All right. Hello. If you are joining us, say hello to me. We are live for our Talk About It Tuesday episode, and we're talking about preparing our children for this new school year. And tonight we are talking with a school guidance counselor, giving tips to parents about some things that they can do to prepare children for this upcoming school year. Listen, we are sharing information. If you have any questions, go ahead and be thinking of those questions that you may have, some things that were just on your mind about this school year. Go ahead and make sure to drop it in the chat with us. All right, hello. We are live. Talk About It Tuesday. Just want to remind everyone that our mission is to give children a voice so that they can use their voices to impact their schools, their families, and their community. And the children will be joining us on this month. Yes, this month, beginning of September, we will have our children joining us. It will August and September, we'll have our children joining us for Find Your Voice Friday. So gear up for that. Gear up for that. Say hello to me if you are joining in. And share this video out. We want to reach as many as possible. You never know what tip will be able to help a parent, right? Or whether it's a GG. Thank you, Ajada, always for your support. Thank you so much. Yes, you never know what parent, what grandparent, what auntie, uncle, guardian. You never know whenever you share it out, whose hands the Lord is waiting to get this into. All right. We have about 2.5 more minutes. Let's see. Share this video out and let everyone know that we are live. We are live. All right. Hello, if you are joining us, say hello to me. We are so excited for this episode of Talk About It Tuesday. We are talking about preparing our children for the upcoming school year, and we have a school guidance counselor that you'll be able to ask your questions to. That's going to give us some great tips to our parents and those that are involved in the lives of our kindergarten through 5th grade children. We are live. Join us. If you are just joining me, say hello to me. Let me know who you are. We are only on YouTube now. We are only on YouTube now for our live episodes. We're only on YouTube for our live episodes. Hi, Charity. Thank you so much for joining us. All righty. All right, we have about 30 seconds and we will be getting started. If you are just joining me, say hello. Let me know who you are. All right, I just shared it out. All right. We are going to go ahead and get started. It is 7:04, 7:05. Here we are, 7:05, and it is time for us to get started for our Talk About It Tuesday episode. Thank you so much for those that are joining in. And like I said, we are having a back to school series of episodes. And this last week, we had our school administrators on where they gave us some really wonderful tips on preparing our children for this upcoming school year. Some really practical things that parents can do in order to prepare their children and prepare themselves for this upcoming school year. And tonight, we have a wonderful school counselor that is a friend of mine. She's been an educator for over 35 years, and that is none other than Elder Rebekah Baker. Yes, so she can join us in now. Woo!
Hello, how is everyone?
Yes, hello, Elder Baker. How's it going?
Everything's going well.
Listen, thank you so much. First, I always want to say thank you because you all are already started. You all are in the nuts and bolts, the nitty gritty
We are there, yes.
of this school year. And the Lord laid upon my heart this episode because, things are different. Our school year thing, it is different from how it was, especially when my children were young, and even just from last year or a few years ago, right? And so I think being able to give the parents some great tips that they could use to prepare themselves and their children for this upcoming school year will be good. And from the different perspectives, we had school administrators perspective on last week, and now we have a school guidance counselor. I really think it's going to be really good. Next week, we'll have some parents on to share what are some things that they actually have been doing and what are they doing to prepare. So wonderful. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to say if you have questions, I don't know, is that some feedback that we're hearing? I'm not sure. Something in the background. Let's see. Yes, I do hear. Okay, it's off now, Chris. Yes, thank you. All right. I think it's off. No, there's a little feedback, but we're gonna go ahead and work through it. Yes, I'm not sure what that is, but we're gonna go ahead and work through that. Okay. And I only have one. Elder Baker, you only have like one device on. Is that right? You have one device on?
Well, I have my phone. I'm on my phone and my iPad.
Okay, maybe whatever. Maybe turn the phone down. Whichever one that you're right, that you're not using for volume. Whichever one you're not using for volume, turn that one down.
Okay, that I'm not. I got
there you go. I think that might have been it. Let's see. If you're just joining us, say hello. We're talking about preparing our children for the back to school episode, preparing our children for this new school year. Okay. And let's see. I think that might have done. I don't know. I still hear.
Yeah, I was already off.
Oh, you was already off. Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
I don't hear it now.
Sure. We're gonna go. We'll see if we still We still hear just a little. I still hear just a little bit. We're gonna keep going. All right. If you all have any questions, let us know. Go ahead and drop your questions. If you have any questions that you have just been thinking about, you were wanting to ask about this school year, just go ahead and drop it in the chat. All right. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And let our first question. First, tell us a little bit about yourself, Elder Baker. Tell us
Okay.
about yourself. How long have you been uh, educate in education? Period. And doing school guidance counselor. Tell us just a little bit about yourself in general.
Okay. My name is Rebekah Baker, and I've been in education for 36 years. This is my
30.
36th year.
Woo!
And I started out as a school teacher, taught fourth grade, and I'm currently a school counselor. And so this is my 26th year as a counselor, but 36 years in education. And
Wow.
I love it. And because it's challenging, you never know what to expect when you come on campus.
That's right. You never know what you're going to get on a day-to-day
Nope.
basis.
Yes.
Yes. It's down there. All right. So listen, we want to know, as a guidance counselor, what are some things that you have to do to prepare for this school year? Like, you have, how many children do you have at your school?
We have about maybe 466, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, what do you have to do to prepare for the new school year? Some of the things is that maybe we don't know. What do you have to do to prepare for? And what is your role as a school counselor?
Well, in order to prepare for the new school year, I have to review the school records when they come in, especially because we get a new group of students that come in. I update our counseling resources. We collaborate with the teachers. And one of the things I have to do at the beginning of the year is do trainings. I do trainings with the faculty and the staff, such as More Than Sad. That's dealing with suicide. I have to do this, the training called Aaron's Law, which deals with child sexual abuse, because every adult is a first responder at a school. So when they see anything like that, they have to make sure that they go through the proper channel, and I have to be included whenever they suspect it. They don't have to investigate it. If they suspect it, they have to let me know, and we have to go through the proper channels. I also focus on my self-care to ensure that I'm spiritually, mentally, and emotionally ready for the year.
Oh, so wow. So that is something. Listen, did you all know that they had to, that teachers and that guidance counselors provided that training, and you said that's related to suicide? Is that right?
One
One of
of
the
them is
trainings
related to
is
suicide, and
related
the
to
other one is
suicide.
to child sexual abuse, because we have to get retrained every year.
Every year.
Yes, every year. And now what they're doing now is they're doing a lot of the trainings online, and you get a certificate. So you have to do it every year. They give you a deadline. Give a
To make
deadline
sure.
to do it. Yeah,
To make sure. Yeah, as an educator, I remember having to do the one about the sexual abuse, but we didn't have. I don't remember having to do any training for suicide. So that is something new. That is something new now. Wow. All right. Listen, hello, Lou. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are just joining us, please let us know who you are. Say hello to us. This episode is it's our second episode in our back to school series, talking about preparing our children for this new school year and giving some tips to parents. And like I said, if you're joining us, go ahead and share this video out as well, because you never know who's going to need it. Hello, Terrell. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. All right. He's all the way from Wilmington, North Carolina, Jackson, North Carolina. All right. So, Elder Baker, let's talk about you told us some of the things that you have to do for the new school year. Do you start, well, I guess you just told us, like, you actually start preparing the teachers before the children come in.
Yes.
When do you start working with the children? Do you start working with the children from day one? And let me ask a question. Are you hey Katrina, thank you so much for joining us. Are you reviewing every child's record, all 400 and something students, or are there particular students that maybe have a concern that you review?
Right. The main students that we review is those students who may have a 504,
Okay.
and if they came from a previous school, then we need to
Mm-hmm.
review that so that we'll know
Mm-hmm.
what accommodations need to be put in place the first day of school. Because those students, those accommodations have to be started at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the year. And I'm the
Okay.
504 coordinator, so
Okay.
I'm in charge of that. So I don't have to look at all of the records, but I have to
Okay.
make sure all of the records are there
Okay.
along with the secretary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but specific records dealing with 504, any type of student that may have an accommodation, we look in the record to see if it's there so that
Mm-hmm.
we can start their accommodations at the very first day with their new teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I have to meet with the teachers, let the teachers know what things this child is going to be needing, and
Mm-hmm.
then we'll meet later on and see if the child still needs it as a team, and
Okay.
we'll go from there.
Okay. Okay. So that's good to know that now for the ones that may be just joining us and may not know what 504 accommodations, what is that particularly? Like
Oh,
break that down, simplify that for us.
okay, a 504 um, helps a child who, let's say, for instance, you know how some children have an IEP, an
Okay.
individual education plan.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
then there's some children who may either test out and they don't have an IEP anymore, but they still need accommodations.
Oh, that's
So the
good.
504, that law, it helps that student to have a fair and equal opportunity, educational opportunity as any other child.
That's
Um,
good.
like children that may have I think one back in the day we had a child that had a closed head injury,
Uh-huh.
and they had to either leave out early so they wouldn't be in the hallway with other
Uh-huh.
children. They would get
Uh-huh.
out, they'd be first.
Uh-huh.
Or if a child who had, I think she had some, her skin would shed, so she had to
Mm.
have a specific desk, and every day, whenever she leave out of that desk, somebody had to clean the desk. And when she went to the other classroom, she had to use that same desk, and then somebody had to clean it. So you're making accommodations so that this child would not feel as though they're slighted, their education is slighted. So we put these things in place so every child feels, a part of
A part of
the class.
yeah, that they're
Yeah,
included. That's
inclusion.
good.
Yes,
That's good. Oh,
yes.
that's wonderful. All right. So
Oh yeah.
listen, I want to share. We have Elder Rebekah Baker. She's been in education for 36 years, school counselor for 26 of those years. If you have any questions in regards to the school year, preparing children for this new school year, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Go ahead and drop them in the comments. Okay. We want you all to be able to ask your questions, and she will do her best to go ahead and try to answer those. Okay. All right, so we're talking about that now. Let's talk about when do you prepare the children? Are you preparing them day one, or when do you
Well,
start preparing the children?
well,
Well,
preparing.
I won't say preparing. When do you start working with the children?
Well, I'll start. Let me say it like this. I start dealing with them day one.
Day one.
Now there's certain, and what I mean by that is like when the new kids come in, sometimes
Uh-huh.
they're nervous about the school,
Oh,
and we have kids that are crying. Now my school is fourth and fifth grade,
okay.
so we still have fourth and fifth graders who are nervous and who still cry
Are you
because maybe they don't
serious?
want to. Oh yes, ma'am. Because they don't want to go into the classroom, or they're just nervous about
Wow.
walking down the hallway. And so that's one of my jobs, is to to talk to them and help them to relax and
Uh-huh.
to get
Uh-huh.
them into the classroom. So we deal
Day
with
one.
them at
So
the
day
very
one,
day
you are
one. Oh,
right there and
definitely.
ready
The
to
first
work with children.
Oh yes, start working with them the first week. in some form or fashion. That's in meeting with the new students, showing them where their classroom is, checking in with the returning students,
Uh-huh.
conducting classroom introductions.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I also assess immediate needs, provide support for any back to school anxiety. And that's what we have, because we've been out for a little while.
Uh-huh.
And that's important because I have to start building relationship to
Mm.
establish trust.
Yeah.
Students have to have at least one person that they trust and are willing to come and talk to. So that's one of my jobs that's very critical. That I have to build a rapport, build trust,
Mm-hmm.
build an atmosphere that they feel safe,
So
and
is
so that
that,
they'll have somebody to talk to.
would you say that that is like one of your main focuses, to make sure that you are building relationships so that those children, and developing their trust and building trust with them?
Yes,
So
that's a big one. And then I share that with the teachers, that they also need
yep.
to build that relationship with
Yeah.
those children. Children will work for you when they know that you
Yep.
love them and are
Yes.
fair,
Yes.
firm, and consistent. That's one of the
Yes.
things we try to teach: fair,
Fair,
firm,
firm, and
and
consistent. I love
consistent.
that. I love that.
Yes. When they know a
Wow.
teacher is that way, they will work for them. And you know what? You can use those same three steps for parents:
That's
being
right.
fair,
That's right.
firm,
Firm
and be
and
consistent.
yes, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Parents, did you know, in Village, of the kindergarten through fifth grade children, whether you're a parent, grandparent, um, any way that you're involved in the lives of our kindergarten through fifth grade children, fourth and fifth grade children, did you know that school counselors had these responsibilities? Did you know that they began working with, at day one, dealing with? Did you know that? I would not imagine, because
Yeah.
at fourth and fifth grade, that anxiety, but I guess it doesn't matter, right? That's just like us going into a new setting and having that, that bit of anxiety, or doing something new, right? So wow,
Yes.
that is good. Like day one, that was one of the questions that I had. Like,
Yeah.
is it day one? All right,
They
drop it
won.
in the chat if you have any questions. We have a school counselor here. Go ahead. If you're just joining us, say hello to us when you join. Let us know that you are on and you are here. All right. Three most important tips for parents. How should parents be preparing their children for this school year? Because we've already established that things are different, and you can
Yes.
touch on any aspect, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, academically. How should, because we know that the new school year, we normally give that. What would you say that new school year transition time, like a month? What would you say, about like a month, or what?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a reasonable enough time for them to
Yeah. Mhm.
get used to the new
Mhm.
environment, get used to the
Mhm.
new teachers, getting
Mhm.
used to the rules and expectations. Yeah.
Yes. So three, what would you say from a school guidance counselor's perspective? For over 26 years, you've been a school counselor in education for 36. What would you say, from your perspective, for parents, the three most important tips that you have for them in order to prepare their children for the new school year?
When when starting a new school year, of course you have to establish a routine.
Mhm. Mhm.
Set a regular sleep, meal, and homework schedule to
Mhm.
help children adjust smoothly and feel secure. That's
Mhm.
that's crucial. Their sleep time needs to be
Mhm.
the same, meal time if at all possible,
Yeah.
homework schedule. Okay?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
set that establish that routine.
Routine from the
Children,
beginning.
yes,
Yeah.
children will work for you and they'll do it when they know what's going to happen next. They
All right.
know the routine.
Parents, how many of you all can attest to that? Parents, grandparents, anyone that works with children, about having the routine. Do you all have routines in place
Yeah.
already for this school year? All right, just let us know. Yes, routines are, I have a routine. I'm working on a routine. No, that's something that I need to get better at. Just let us know. Okay. Do you have a routine in place for this school year? That
Yeah.
is definitely good. And I know that you're fourth and fifth grade, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that can be across the board.
Oh, definitely.
Routines for
Definitely.
kindergarten all the way up to fifth grade. That is the
Definitely.
thing, and that is the one thing that as an educator, even in the classroom, that we
Yes.
were taught, and I know
Yes.
that is one of the things that developed success in my classroom is they knew what the kids they thrive on knowing what to expect.
That's right.
Right, they thrive
Yes.
on knowing what
Yes.
to expect. That like you said, that gives them that security.
Yeah.
Charity said, well, my son isn't old enough for school yet, but his routine is vital for us. Yes, because I hear you
Wow.
constantly say that, Charity. Even at almost 11 months old, Charity, yeah, she said her routine is vital. Her son is only 11 months old, but those
Wow.
routines, I hear her say all the time, we got to stick to our routine. We got to stick to our routine. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's even from baby. All right. So routine. What is another one?
Encourage open communication. Talk with
Mm,
your child about their feelings, expectations, and any concerns that they have about the new school.
mm-hmm.
Open communication. 9 times out of 10, you've heard parents say when the child comes home, "How was your day?"
Uh-huh.
Now, if you ask that question, sit there and listen.
Uh-huh.
Don't let it just be something to ask.
Uh-huh.
Make sure you listen
Mm-hmm.
and pay attention to what they say, because they're
Mm-hmm.
going to share some things with you, the
Uh-huh.
good, the bad, and the ugly. They're going to share, but they need someone to
Uh-huh.
listen to them. They need someone to hear them. So that open communication would be number 2.
Open communication.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that whenever we first started our podcast, that we definitely we took a deep dive into talking about helping children to feel comfortable, because a lot of times we notice that our children may not, especially when they get upper elementary, may not want to talk as much, because if I tell my parents something and it may not be something that may be good, then they might get upset, or I might get in
Right.
trouble. I might get fussed at. So developing that open communication, and I think reassuring them. One of the things that I did with my daughter, with Charity, is I said, you can talk to me about anything.
That's right.
Okay. You can tell me and talk to me about anything. Okay. And let me process it. I have to deal with it. We can deal with whatever it is, but I
Yeah.
want you to be able to talk to me about anything. Okay. Uh, and that was one thing that I tried my best to set that in place. So you would say open communication is important, and because they're going to experience, we said that they're going to come in contact with other children. They're
Yes.
going to experience a lot. For some of our kids, being in that setting, especially fourth grade, coming from third grade to
Right.
fourth grade, right? Or
Right.
coming new into the school, they're different children. They're children in the classroom with different personalities.
Right.
So being
Right.
able to share what they hear, what they see, uh, and being open about it, I think is important. I see Terrell had a comment, and Terrell said, let's see if we can put it up, being a safe place for your children. That is good.
Yes.
I love that terminology, a safe place, for they
Yes.
need to feel safe that they
That's right.
can come and talk to you. I love it. All right. All right.
Yes.
So we have routines, we have open communication, and we said one of the ways to develop that open communication is to listen,
Yes.
listen,
Yes.
ask the question, and then give them the opportunity to share and listen. All right.
And listen.
And number 3.
Number 3, I would say promote a positive mindset. Focus on the excitement of learning and
Mm-hmm.
making new friends, and
Mm-hmm.
encourage your child to approach challenges with confidence and resilience.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say a positive mindset,
Mm-hmm.
when parents are positive about school and they're
Uh-huh.
excited about school, and you're going to do so well today, and they're saying these nice things and
I
encouraging
love
them,
that.
then the
Mm-hmm.
child will have a positive mindset.
Mm-hmm.
um And so that carries over into the schools, and then the kid is coming there ready to learn,
Uh-huh.
instead of they, they come out of the house and they just been fussed at, they
Uh-huh.
just been beat or something like that. They're gonna come discouraged, down, and then the teacher is trying to. They really can't get anything out of the child because they can't get past how they're feeling. So that's a lot
Uh-huh.
of times when they send them to me. And so, and then,
I
which
don't
is
know what, like
fine
when they
because
say I
that's
don't
my
know what's
job.
going on with, right.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when that child is, um I call, when they're in another part of their brain, they're not in
Right.
the prefrontal cortex where you're learning, or
Right.
the part of the, I say the part of the brain,
Uh-huh.
um that where the learning takes place.
Uh-huh.
They're either in that fight or flight part of their brain, and so they don't want to
Right.
stay there, they don't want to be there because of
Mm-hmm.
something that happened, so they send them to me. And so when they send
Uh-huh.
them to me, I talk to them. We just talk about, or I just listen. Sometimes it's
Uh-huh.
just, I don't think we realize the power of
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, giving them
Just
that voice.
listening.
Yeah.
I don't always have to have the answer,
Uh-huh.
but just listening.
Yeah.
And so I listen to them, and then if there's something in there that I can help them with or whatever, and or we're talking about something else, I absolutely love when that happens. When they come
Uh-huh.
in down and they leave out of my office up and
Uh-huh.
excited and they're ready to go back.
Uh-huh.
Listen, that makes my moment. That makes my
I
day. I
love
love that.
it. I love
Come in
it.
one way
So
and leave a different way.
right, come in one way, but you'll leave a different way.
Yeah.
And so I would you say that third
Yeah.
one? You said positive attitude, positive affirmation. What did you say
A
that third one
positive
was?
mindset. The
Positive
mindset. That's,
mindset.
yes, and that's one thing that we've been pushing lately, is about having a not a fixed mindset, but a
Uh-huh.
growth mindset.
Growth mindset.
Yes. Instead of
Uh-huh.
saying I can't do it, that's
Uh-huh.
fixed. I can't do it. Say I
Uh-huh.
can't do it yet.
Yet. Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
That's a
I
growth
can't do
mindset.
it yet. I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
can you give us an example of did
Yeah.
you all hear that difference? A fixed mindset versus a growth mindset.
Yeah.
The key word is yet. It's not
Exactly.
definitive. I can't do it.
Right.
Is I can't do it yet. Okay.
Exactly.
So how many of you have I guess maybe practice with your children about growth mindset? How many of you ever heard about growth mindset? Okay, someone said taking notes for myself. Christina said taking notes for myself. Yes, growth mindset. How many of you ever heard of that terminology? Growth mindset, about just helping them with that. That key, those little small, that just one word changed the whole
Yes.
frame of that thinking, the way of thinking. Just that one word. How many of
Yeah.
you? Anyone else heard of growth mindset? I've heard of growth mindset, Elder Baker, and I think that is very good. I will share when you were talking and you were saying about parents um, talking to their kids positively, getting them in that growth mindset, not being in yelling and fussing, getting going to school so that the teachers don't have to deal with that resistance from the
Right.
child. One of the things that I remembered as you were talking was for every I won't say negative, but for every corrective comment, or that there's 3 to 1. Have you all heard of
Right.
that? All
Uh,
right, Katrina says that. So it's 3 positive days to every 1 negative. So let's say that I say, Elder Baker, I need you to make sure, that you clean your room, right? But I noticed before I say that, I said, you know what, you're doing good with helping me bring the stuff in. You're bringing groceries. You're doing really good with the way that you are coming and helping with your sibling. But I need you to make sure. So for every one like thing that I need you to do differently, or a corrective thing, the 3 positive. So it just talks about the power of positive words, positive affirmations with them,
yeah.
telling them the positive things and not just harping, I would say, so much on the negative. A lot of times we may not hear from, I didn't a lot of times hear from parents unless there was a incident with
Right.
with the child, right? But we need to hear from parents that, say, hey, you know what? To let their children know that they're doing well also when they're doing well. So I
Yes.
think that's just something that came to mind whenever you were talking.
Yes.
So growth mindset, you are okay. So the first thing we said was routines. Second thing we
Yes.
said, Katrina said that positive reinforcement is so encouraging. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is so encouraging. I don't know what the noise is, but
I know.
it might be something with StreamYard, but we're moving on. Okay. So and the second one was we had routines, we had open communication, and then the third thing is
Promote
how
a
did you say
positive mindset.
positive mindset. Positive mindset. Able to lower her volume on her phone just a little bit. Yes, positive mindset. Elder Baker, I think you said your phone volume is off, right? That's what our admin just said. Is
No,
your
no,
phone?
no. My iPad. You said for me to turn down the one that my volume wasn't up.
Oh, uh-huh. So are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, you know what? Is your phone sitting on the speaker on your laptop?
No,
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
have it.
All right.
Uh-uh.
Okay, well, let's keep on moving. Good. That was a question she asked me. All right.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes, Katrina, that positive reinforcement is very encouraging. Think about what it does for us, right? That positive reinforcement, what that does for us, the way that makes us feel whenever we get that positive reinforcement. I think it might be something with StreamYard. Yes, that positive reinforcement, what that does for us, and
Right.
how that makes us feel. All right. So, any questions? If you have any questions about this upcoming school year, any questions about preparing your children, any comments? How have you been preparing your children? All right. If you work with children in any capacity, if you are in the lives of our elementary age children in any capacity, let us know. What have you been doing to prepare your children for this upcoming school year, spiritually, academically, emotionally, mentally? All right. So let's see. Is there anything significant that I know we talked about things are different? Is there anything significant that you would say parents need to know for this school year? We were talking about in a previous episode just about the different laws, or is there anything that's significant that's going on now this year that parents need to be made aware of that you feel, or uh, for the school year, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, um, one of the things that they're really emphasizing a lot now because of just how this world is now is social emotional learning
Yes, let's talk about it.
and mental
Uh-huh.
health.
Uh-huh.
Parents should be
Yes.
aware of the importance of supporting
Mm-hmm.
their child's emotional well-being
Yes.
along with their academics. As a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
this is our second year that we have a social worker on campus that she comes once a once a week because she
Really?
gets
Okay.
to go to another school or several other schools in the
Uh-huh.
district.
Uh-huh.
But that's one of the new things that's happening because of the social and emotional well-being of our students.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Additionally, think about the integration of technology in education. It's crucial
Uh-huh.
to monitor screen time and
Yes.
online safety. I
Yes.
mean, that's oh my word, it is just. And you seen these children melt down when they can't have a phone or you take their phone from them because of the addiction to it? So
Yes.
it's it's
Yes.
it's
And even at
crucial that
early
we.
ages, that's not only fourth and fifth grade. I've
Oh, I
seen that.
know.
Or
I
young,
know.
young, young. What are
Yes.
y'all thoughts? Listen, what are y'all thoughts of screen time? Screen time. Katrina said, I believe proper rest is major as well.
Yeah.
Turn the cell phones off and go to bed.
Go to
Yes,
bed.
Katrina. Go to bed. Turn the cell phones off and limit the time. There is no reason. No reason. And I know parents say it helps to occupy. I understand that, but we have to find a different way. We have to find a different way. We when we had one of our speech pathologist on, she mentioned something about the speed of how things are going on, that it creates attention deficit
That's
in with
right.
our children, because the speed, the way the images are going so fast
That's right.
on the screens, whether it's cell phones, iPads, televisions, the way it's going so fast that it creates the children's brain just to keep going. And then when they have to settle down, they're unable to do so. They're unable to do so. Yeah. And I read something the other day that children under 2 should not even be having a screen if they're under
I
2.
agree.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
totally
read the
agree
other
with
day,
that.
and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Katrina said, do you limit screen time for your children during the school year? That is a good question. Parents, do you all limit screen time for your children during the school year? If so, let us know how much time. What are you all doing? Katrina, let's see Katrina's comment. It says, I just saw the local news. They're going to ban cell phones during school time. It's already in the works. Oh, I love that. Now, Chris, I don't know. I hope that is nationwide. I don't know if that's just South Carolina or not, but I hope that is nationwide, because it's really not benefiting the children. And I know, again, parents say that it's like a filler, right? It's a filler, but it's definitely, I would say, when you have to weigh like whether this is doing more damage than it is good. It's
Right.
good for, it maybe it appear good for right now, but
Right.
the other long-term effects of it is definitely not beneficial for the children. So
Right.
yes, I like that, Elder Baker, when you said limit that screen time. Yes, limit that screen time.
Just
And
monitor, and then the
monitor.
online safety.
And
I
the
mean, just think about it. I
on
mean, just the online safety. You have to train your children what to
uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
share, what to say, online, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
know who you're
Mm-hmm.
talking to. You may think
And
it's your
mental
friend from
health,
school,
yeah. And mental
but it's
health.
not.
Yeah, the mental health of our children. I think Ajada said this. It was South Carolina from what I saw on the 6 p.m. news. Thank you for sharing, Katrina. I think one of our viewers, Ajada, had shared just how I think she works with the older elementary 4th and 5th grade. And she was just talking about the mental health whenever, even just the social, the emotional part, when you're online and you're seeing so much of what appears,
Yep.
what this person is, oh, this person just have it so good, or this person is, things are just going so good, and it could subtly cause a depressive
Yep.
emotional state for for that other child, with them unconsciously, right?
Right.
Not even being aware that, because what they're seeing and reading and seeing so much glamorization of somebody else's lifestyle, or this
Yeah.
child gets to do this child gets to do that, this child, that it appears like everything is so good, and then it just the effects of it that she was just saying that she had when she worked with the children, that she
Yeah.
had one of her children, the students in her after school care, to say to her about, well, I feel sad because I don't get to do the other things that I see other kids do on social media.
Social media.
And it's
Right.
just, so she would tell her that is not real life, that
Right.
they're just letting you see the so-called good parts of their life. That is not their entire lives. And
That's
she
right.
had to share that. And I think this was like a fourth or
Yeah.
fifth grade child. All right, Charity, let's see what Charity says. She said, when I was working in pediatrics, I seen kids come in all the time with a hard time sleeping, headaches, etc. And majority of the time it was because how much screen time they had.
Screen time. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And she
Wow.
said online safety, even with YouTube, some of the ads, that is right, that come up, child-friendly videos are extremely inappropriate. Like some of the ads while the kids are watching, if they're watching a
That's right.
child-friendly video, even the ads that come up,
Yeah.
it is a lot. Yeah, the online safety, I definitely agree, because and then there's so much things going on now. We know with child predators and different things going on. Like you say,
Yes.
you don't know who they're talking to and monitoring and being able to monitor. So I monitor that. So I'm glad that the schools are being aware of the online safety and
Yes.
mental health, that is something, and they have the social workers coming in. So
Yes.
that is good. Christina said, I think parents can't underestimate content that are produced by family channels or other kids. Awareness is real. Yes, being aware. Yeah. Don't underestimate the content. Yes, I love that. I love that. This is so good. Any questions? I love the comments. Any questions that you all have, let us know. We are wrapping it up, wrapping it up. Okay, let's see, let's see, let's see. With parents, one of the main things that they had talked about, and I didn't mention this to you earlier, we had talked about it before, about children being mean.
Mm.
Some of that is one of the biggest things that parents say, well, I teach my children, to be kind. I teach them, they know I teach them in the Lord just to treat other people fair, treat other people good. What would you say? Do you think that is something what would you say to the parent on how to prepare their child for that, coming in for the child that may be mean or?
Well, one of the first things they need to do is let the teacher know.
Mhm.
Even though they may say, well, the teacher's not going to do anything.
So we hear that a lot.
That's the first, yeah, they say that all the time. She's not going to do anything. But tell your student, tell your child, tell the teacher. Because as an administrator, if an administrator come in, the first thing the administrator is going to ask the student is, did you tell the teacher?
Did you tell the teacher?
It's important to tell the adult, or we're going to say the teacher or the adult who's near.
Who's near?
So they hadn't witnessed what's going on. Not saying that we don't believe it, but if you have a witness there, then it's easier because it'll be right there. It'll be your word against their word. But if you have a witness, then they can say, okay, listen, no, I saw that too.
Right.
But you gotta let that adult know what's going on. So either they can pay attention, they can watch, or they can let you stand by them.
Right.
Everybody's not nice, and you can't say, when you're going to school, but you tell your children, you be nice. You do what you're supposed to do. And if somebody's saying something to you, adult or child, you need to let someone know. Don't ever let anybody keep you to silence. Don't,
that's good.
secrecy.
That's good.
Don't tell anybody or whatever. No, you let someone know.
That's good. I love that.
That's why, like I said at the beginning, when you build that relationship with that child, they'll be a lot easier and feel a lot more comfortable with sharing.
Yes, that's good.
Because I don't know if you've noticed it or not, or even just the research, there's so many children that things are happening to them at home.
Yeah.
And in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so when they come to school, they want somebody to talk to, but they may can't trust someone. So it's critical that we build as a school. And one of my jobs is to build a safe and secure place for children to come and to talk. I let them know when they first come in. One of the things I said, okay, now what we say in this room stays in this room.
That's good.
But the only thing that I have to share is if you are being sexually abused, or you're going to hurt someone, or somebody's hurting you.
Right.
Then I have to let those things know, because I may I have to share that information.
Right.
But other than that, I said we can talk about anything. We can talk about the teachers. We can talk about the principal. We can talk about your mama, your dad, anybody, anything.
That's good. That's
so
really
that they'll
good.
feel comfortable and safe with saying. But because I do that, I say that at the beginning, then they decide if they want to tell about the dark thing that may have happened.
Yeah.
Because I say, now, if you tell me this, and I've done it so many times now, okay, now, if you tell me this, I have to call someone. So then they make the decision, well, okay, no, I'm not going to say it. Or we had one little girl say, I'm telling you, call them. She, she was tired.
Uh-huh.
She said,
Uh-huh.
call she said,
Yeah.
call DSS,
Uh-huh.
call Child Protective
Wow.
Services. I'm
Wow.
tired.
I'm
So
tired.
yeah, because she couldn't talk to her parents. Now
Yeah.
another thing I tell children. Now sometimes they can't talk to the parents. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
parents are not really easy to talk to.
Right.
So
Right.
when I tell them, I said, okay, don't worry about it. You don't have to talk to them. Write them a letter.
That's good.
Leave it and go to the room
Yes. This is fourth and
and
fifth grade,
say
Katrina.
everything you've ever wanted to say in that
Uh-huh.
letter, so that that
Yeah.
parent can't ever say, well, I didn't know. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Now you didn't do anything about it, but you
Uh-huh.
can't say you didn't know.
That's good. Where they can't, and that's still giving them that voice that they're
Yes,
able to
yes,
share, even
that's
if
right.
they can't do it verbally, they can
That's
do
right.
it through a letter. This has
That's
been so
yeah,
wonderful. As we are closing, I want you to be thinking about any last words. As Elder Baker talked about just now, the open communication, and she said when we talked about the sometimes children are not nice, but being able to build that relationship with them that they can come and tell you as a parent or
yeah,
even with the teachers
yeah.
and the guy or school count, they're able to talk to somebody. They have to
Somebody.
have, I
Yes,
love how she emphasized that there has to be somebody that the child can trust. And that's why it takes a village. It
yes,
takes a village, whether it's grandparent, whether it's aunts,
yeah,
siblings, teacher, uh, guidance counselor. It takes a village, and there has to be someone that can let that child know that you can come and talk to me. You can confide in me. It is definitely a village, and that's why we have coming up. As Elder Baker is thinking about her last words and tips to parents, we have Find Your Voice Fridays
yes,
that
yes,
are coming to Light It Up TV Kids podcast. And guess what? That is going to be solely for the children to share uh to share their thoughts, their ideas, how they feel, their emotions. That is strictly for them. So
yeah,
Find Your Voice Fridays. Stay tuned for that. Is coming this month. Find Your Voice Fridays. And so that's what I thought about. Hey, can't wait to listen to the whole podcast. Thank you, Kiwa. And then listen, I want to share as Elder Baker as she's coming back. Kidpreneur, we are calling all kidpreneurs. We have a special kidpreneur episode that's coming up on the the third Tuesday of this month. Okay, the third Tuesday of this month. So if you have a kidpreneur, we only have 3 more slots. We have 2 already, so we'll have 5 kidpreneurs on. So if you have a kidpreneur in your house, a kid that has developed something, they've created something, they earn a little income from it, they're a kidpreneur, and we want to spotlight them for our kidpreneur spotlight. So Katrina says, I'm glad for a safe place where these kids can go. I pray
yeah.
God's wisdom for you, Sister
Amen.
Baker. Yes,
Amen.
yes, there where children can go. And that's what it's about.
Yeah,
That is what it's about, Katrina. It is definitely about creating that safe space that children they have to have in this day and age.
yes,
They have to have a safe space where they know that if I can't talk to mom or dad, I
yeah,
have grandmama, I have a school counselor, I have a teacher, I have somebody that, and
yes.
that's why I tell people don't get an education if you don't love kids, right? Don't get
That's
into,
true.
you need to love children. You need
Yes,
to love children. Elder
all
Baker,
children.
all children, all children. Elder Baker, last words.
Remember that your involvement and your support
Mm,
are crucial to your child's success. Everybody wants their
mm,
child to be successful, but you
mhm,
must be involved and support them. Stay engaged,
mhm,
communicate regularly with the teachers, and
mhm,
encourage a love for learning. So stay
mm,
engaged with the teachers,
uh-huh,
communicate with them, but encourage a love for learning. And when
yeah,
I said that, what I'm thinking about is if a parent or an adult has a negative attitude about learning, that child will develop a negative attitude about learning. And then they'll come to
Right. Yep.
school and
Yep.
not want to learn. I don't have to learn. I don't need to learn because my parents don't my parents don't like you anyway. So I'm not going to
Right.
do any. I'm really, and whether parents believe it or not, children will come and say what you said. They will
Yes.
tell what you
Yes.
said about the
Yes.
teacher, or if they didn't say it, they'll act
Yep.
in such a way that
Yep.
lets the teacher know,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so you're not going to do what I ask you to do now because your
Mm-hmm.
mom or parents said, well, you don't have to listen to that teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And so we encourage a love for learning, even if you didn't love it when you were in school.
Right.
I mean, really, you just say, listen, I just love you. Put on the show. You I'm just so excited about what you're learning. Let me see your
Uh-huh.
spelling words. Come on,
Uh-huh.
let's go
Uh-huh.
over them. Let's make a game.
Uh-huh.
Put on the show. Let so that
Yes.
they'll get
Yes.
excited about learning.
Yes.
Then the
Yes.
other thing is your positive attitude towards school sets
Mm-hmm.
the tone for your child's experience. If you have
Mm.
a positive attitude
Uh-huh.
and you set the tone for their experience,
You set the tone
you
at the
set the
beginning of
tone.
the day. Beginning of the
So we
day.
we
I love it.
yes,
I love it.
yeah,
What you said, Elder Baker, you set the tone.
you
And
said it.
that's why we have our positive declarations.
Yes, I
Declare
love that.
over those children. We have
Perfect.
positive declarations. They're on our page. You
Yes,
all parents, we have to declare over our children, declare the word of God over
that's
them.
good.
Start their day with something positive, telling them
Yeah,
something positive. They
yes,
need it. Tell them you are going to have a great day. You are going,
that's right.
you are going to do well today. And I,
Yes,
I love that the parents, because they're looking to us. And it's so funny
yes.
you said that. I just read something where someone said it was actually a coach, and the coach said that they can tell when the parents what they say, because when the child comes talking, coach, I don't have to do what you say or whatever. That didn't come from the child. That
Nope.
came from what the child heard the parents saying
Exactly.
inside of the they we set the tone.
That's
As
right.
parents, we set the
You set
tone.
the
Thank
tone.
you so much, Elder Baker.
You're welcome.
Listen, uh, back to school prepare. Hashtag back to school prepare. You all drop that in the comments. Hashtag back to school prepare. Back to school prepare. Thank you, Elder Baker. We have Ajada said, thank you, Elder Baker, for your service and dedication.
You're welcome.
Um, in education. Yes. So thank you so much, Elder Baker.
Thank
Listen, back
you.
to school prepared, back to school
Yeah.
prepared. Okay. Drop that in the comments. If you all have any other questions for us, just continue. You can just message us and she'll get it. And then also, I want to let you know, remind you that on our website, we have on our Facebook page, we have those decorations and the prayers for the parents that you all can use.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
good.
Until next time, remember to light it up. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. Let's see. It is it still live? It is. Hold on. Back to school prepared. Thank you so much. All right. It is not letting me end. Okay. So we having some technical difficulties because our admin is so you all, we'll see you all next time.